Hello, I'm Bob Thomas, President of Enterprise Systems Media and publisher of Enterprise Executive and Enterprise Tech Journal. I'm joined here today by Chris O'Malley, CEO of Compuware, along with the leaders of 4 companies Compuware just recently acquired: ISPW, Itegrations, Standardware, and MVS Solutions. Gentlemen, why don't you introduce yourselves now?
Francois Dansereau of Itegrations.
Paul Kuszyk from ISPW.
Murray Martin from MVS Solutions.
Rick Jones, Standardware.
Chris, Compuware has undergone an amazing transformation in the last 2 years, achieving groundbreaking results. It has really become a startup-minded, agile mainframe software company. In fact, Compuware releases new solutions along with enhancements to classic products and integrations with leading DevOps tools every 90 days. Tell us how acquisitions have supported this transformation and what role they play in your overall strategy.
Bob, thank you for the kind words. And we are definitely a startup-minded company that's obsessed with mainframe customers and the issues that they're grappling with and trying to find innovative ideas to respond to those challenges in the digital age. And when you look at the remaking of Compuware, we've really done it the old-fashioned way. We've made bold promises that we've kept customer by customer, quarter after quarter, in basically making the promises that are necessary within this market to bring the mainframe to a mainstream state in the DevOps age. In looking at those ideas that we brought to market, sometimes the best path is an organic means where we build the technology ourselves. Unit testing is a good example of that under our Topaz brand. But sometimes those issues are better done through acquisitions. And I see opportunities as the example that you're seeing here today with Itegrations, ISPW, MVS Solutions, and Standardware, where those allow us to accelerate our roadmap and really to resolving the issues that customers have got out there. And as part of that effort, we've really worked on our culture. We're working hard to embrace and engage with these acquired companies so that, in fact, we can make the two of us greater than the parts in this exercise. So yes, absolutely, acquisitions are an integral part, an essential part of our quest to becoming the best mainframe software partner for the next 50 years.
Thank you, Chris. That's a great segue into our discussion about Compuware's acquisitions. Rick, let's start with you. Why do you think Compuware was a good fit for your product?
Compuware has really reinvented itself since the leadership of Chris O'Malley and his executive team. They have been focused on delivering valuable customer solutions and on the ZOS platform. That was one of our deciding factors in selling the assets of Standardware.
Paul, how about you?
Well, our strengths and visions were aligned. We both believed the mainframe had a long-term future in a modern, agile DevOps world. ISPW was and still is the best mainframe SCM tool in the industry by a country mile. And Compuware had a solid reputation in our customer base. So it was a match made in heaven. But we also needed help to expand and grow and take our product to the next level. And we found a good home with Compuware.
Why do you feel Compuware was a good fit for your solution, Francois?
Itegrations was mainly a mainframe services-oriented company, and Compuware is the only real mainframe company investing in mainframe business. We saw real synergies between our services and the offering of Compuware in helping clients in the agile software delivery model for the digital transformation.
And your thoughts, Murray?
Compuware wasn't always on our radar as a candidate to acquire MVS Solutions. But when we discovered that the new Compuware was a smaller ISV with a focus exclusively on the mainframe, that was really very appealing. And we began to see Compuware as a good home for our product and our people, as good a home as we might have hoped for.
So Francois, did you consider other offers?
Yes, but the other companies, they were not fully dedicated to the mainframe technology, so we did not find anyone to take ownership of our solution and promote them accordingly. That was totally different with Compuware. They understood the technology, and they are using it right now to make the client's initiative successful.
Murray, other offers?
Well, in fact, we were in active discussion with another vendor when, by coincidence of timing, I received a call from Compuware suggesting that there could be some kind of strategic partnership or alliance with MVS Solutions. And even though the direction that followed was along the acquisition route, nonetheless, Compuware really treated the process much like a partnership, and that set a nice tone for the events and the discussions that were to follow.
Well, how about you, Paul? Were you looking at other offers?
Well, yes, but we were interested in a company that was keen to invest in product development and not just milk the maintenance revenue.
So Rick, were you considering other offers?
Absolutely, but Compuware offered fair and honest terms, and with the continued employment of the Standardware team.
Paul, did you always think you wanted to sell, or did the market change in such a way that you felt compelled to sell?
Well, we always expected that we would sell at some point because a small company must always have an exit strategy. So our board was always on the lookout for the right deal, but we could take our time to find the right partner. We were profitable. We had a very solid and loyal customer base. So, we had actually declined 2 previous offers.
So Rick, what was your experience?
Well, selling is always a little bit tricky, but I believe if you stay focused and grow the business, the right opportunity will usually present itself. We had other offers, but they were really undervalued our assets. And Compuware come along and valued the assets properly and executed with an impressive strategy. They're customer oriented and was very well pleased with the way that it was executed.
What about you, Murray? Did you always think you would sell at some point?
Well, even from the early days of MVS Solutions, we always believed that our Throughput Manager product would live as long as ZOS itself. And however long that will be, it was definitely longer than the management team. So we always had in mind that an acquisition scenario would likely be the exit strategy for the shareholder managers of the company.
Rick, how would you describe your experience in working with Compuware during the acquisition process?
I've personally been involved with 2 previous acquisitions, and it can sometimes be a difficult task. The executive team at Compuware executed their strategy with a level of transparency, and their due diligence was thorough. While they were tough, they were also flexible for our specific needs.
What was your experience like, Paul?
Well, it was tough at times dealing with all the legal issues, but Compuware helped me keep a business focus, and they were very fair and reasonable.
And how about you, Francois?
The acquisition process, despite the time that it took, went gracefully. The Compuware team included all the proper resources to make it happen. Their project management was on top of every item. As soon as we had something happening, everything was fixed on a timely fashion. What I'm very pleased is that I met both of my objectives. All the Itegrations employees were happily transferred to Compuware, and our solution find a better way, to exploit better possibilities within Compuware.
And Murray, thoughts on your experiences?
Well, after an initial review of MVS Solutions and Throughput Manager, Compuware moved quickly to present an offer. But the due diligence that followed that was, by contrast, very detailed. Our lawyer commented that the detail list, the request list that we got for the due diligence items was the lengthiest that he'd ever seen. But in dealing with the acquisition itself, Compuware was very professional. When it came to the nuts and bolts of the negotiation details, they were tough but reasonable. And we were particularly pleased with their treatment of our staff. Whether they were making offers for permanent employment or for transition and termination, they were very considerate and very respectful. And we really did appreciate that. So we were able, as shareholders of MVS Solutions, to let the company go, let our baby of 30 years. We were very, very happy knowing it was in the best of hands.
I'm going to throw this one out to the group. How did y'all consider your customers when you made the decision to sell your company to Compuware?
Well, Bob, as a small company, our customers were very important to us. We took customer support and service as our prime focus. And as part of the acquisition process, we made a point of talking to each customer in advance of the acquisition being announced, in confidence. So it was very important to us.
Yeah, this had a huge impact on our clients because they always had a problem or concern about the future of Itegrations. And now that we are part of Compuware, they are very pleased about the outcomes.
MVS Solutions was a month shy of 30 years when the acquisition with Compuware completed. So we have a number of our customers are with a very long tenure, 25 going on 30 years to those early days. And it was very important to us in dealing with Compuware and learning about them and how they would be with treating our customers, that we learned they were very strong in customer service, customer support, customer focus. That was important to us.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that too. You know, Standardware was a small organization, and we had some large customers that were needing a good home for the products.
Paul, what's it like being an employee of Compuware?
It's fantastic, you know, to have all of the support. For the first time in probably 20 years, I can focus on the things I'm really interested in as a solutions consultant. I don't have to do all of the things like payroll and hire people, chair board meetings, write contracts, all of the things that have to be done to make a company tick. You know, Compuware really are a good employer, and they only want the best. And if you are considering selling your product, and if Compuware are interested, then you really must have something good to offer. So an acquisition by Compuware merits really serious consideration.
What about you, Rick? What does it feel like to work for Compuware?
Well, I've been an independent software vendor since 1979, so I was a little anxious about being part of a larger organization or a team-based company. But after officially being there for 6 months, it's an extremely good place to work. The staff is very professional, and you know, Compuware does a great job of supporting not only its customers but also its employees, and it allows me to focus, like Paul, on product delivery.
Francois, your thoughts on being part of the Compuware team?
I think I can talk for the whole Integration team, saying that we are very pleased to be part of a company that is fully dedicated to the mainframe, and especially to the success of their clients. So again, thanks for everything, Chris.
Well, this has been a great discussion, guys. Chris, do you have any final thoughts?
Thank you, Bob, first and foremost. I'm very proud of the fact that we've been able to extend the Compuware family to include MVS Solutions, Standardware, Itegrations, and ISPW. And we fully appreciate that in ways that only authentic mainframe software vendor could, the responsibility of stewardship to the people, the products, and the customers of these organizations, these fine organizations. And I'm hoping that people out there hearing this discussion that themselves are thinking about the future of their own organizations, that they consider becoming part of Compuware's quest to becoming the best mainframe software partner for the next 50 years.
And thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.